to the levies and permits. With your permission, I may go to commercial venture.
Please go ahead.
Sure. On the commercial venture, there is an adverse variance of 2,342,246. And the cause is that, Chair, the negative variance was as a result of budgeting that was based on the income and not the profit. Now, the action taken, starting 2024, the local authority commenced to budget for the expected profit and not the income. And we have since attached an appendix 8 to actually show the the action taken by the council. On other receipts, the positive variance was due to a number of reasons as listed on page 3. Of course, the positive variance of 479,320. So the first one is the compensation that was realized from an insurance claim for a motor vehicle that was involved in a traffic road accident. The other funding came to support rural water activities from the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation. The other one was to support for World AIDS Day commemoration, and also from the sale of tender documents, and also the commission from RATSA, and the hire of GPS and contributions towards HIV sensitization programs from some of our road construction projects. And so far, Chair, on action taken, the local authority used the insurance claim to supplement on the procurement of a new motor vehicle, and also the other funds were applied for the intended purposes. And we have appended difference between the received funds and the budgeted amounts. This was necessitated by the deductions at source for Zulao, LASIF, and FIRESU's payments. And also, Chair, in terms of on the other grants, the 200,000 adverse variance, the negative variance was as a result of non-receipt of the grants in lieu of rates. Chair, like I indicated, we have attached the supporting evidence on the actions taken on appendices from 1 to 9. The medium measure, the Council has put in place a budgetary control system to monitor and closely supervise revenue collection and conduct quarterly budget performance reviews. And Chair, in terms of what was outstanding at the close of the year, that is the 1st December 2023, the management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the unspent funds amounting to 1,076,239 included an amount of 859,048 kwacha, which was the December local government equalization fund and was reserved for personal emoluments. Now the balance was also meant for the guest house and other operational costs. On the action taken, the funds were utilized as planned, and we have since attached appendices 10 and 11 on what the funds were utilized on. The remedial measure management will endeavor to expedite the implementation of budgeted items.
The next one, kindly skip it as it is tackled in the responses you just read. So we can go to page 6. You can go to query number 2, failure to achieve target outputs.
Thank you, Chair. On management response, the Chair, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the cause for failure to meet targets was due to financial constraints, as the local authority only managed to produce one newsletter. Further, the website was officially handed over to the local authority, that's to the Council, in November 2023, and immediately became operational. Now, this was after the training of the officers assigned to manage the website. Now, action taken, management has since allocated enough resources in the 2025 budget to produce quarterly brochures in addition to one newsletter. So equally here, Chair, we have attached the evidence on Appendix 12 through to 14. Remedial measure, management to endeavor to implement the Council's annual budget in line with all the planned activities. Chair, on waste of expenditure and penalties on delayed NAPSA contribution, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the cause of the query was the delayed payments of NAPSA contributions due to Council's inadequate funds at the time. Action taken, management wishes to report that effective January 2024, the Council has been paying NAPSA contributions on time and avoided any penalties arising from late payments. Remedial measure, Mwense Town Council will continue to prioritize remission of NAPSA contributions as and when they become due, and we have put Appendix 15 to 16 support our session. And Part B, Chair, is on appendices. Appendix 1 is on the unqualified audit opinion, and therefore, Chair, I move to Appendix 2. In terms of the unspent funds, which, Chair, I've already given the response. And therefore, Chair, move on to Appendix 20, where there's failure to secure properties with title deeds, and management response on the cause. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that at the time of the audit, the Council was still in the process of acquiring title deeds, which process was at offer stage. And on the action taken, Council wishes to report that out of the 8 cited properties, Natwange Bar is already on title, and the 7 are on offer, and in line with the circular guiding, and the site plans have been submitted to the Surveyor General, that is in line with the quoted circular from the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. So we've put some appendices, 17 to 20, to support our submission, Chair. On the remedial measure, management will endeavor to adhere to the regulations governing council properties. On poor management of waste, specifically lack of compacting of waste as well as unfenced dump site, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the council was unable to compact waste due to lack of equipment. A further fencing of the dump site could not be done due to the land ownership dispute on which the dump site is sitting. The action taken, equipment has since been delivered, and management has had meetings, that is engagement meetings with the communities that are claiming ownership of the land on which, so with an effort to resolve the issue of the dispute, but we must confess, Chair, with minimal progress. And that also, in view of that, we have also engaged the Chief to intervene in the matter as evidenced on Appendix 21 as well as 21 to 23. On remedial measure, management will endeavor to adhere to the provisions of ZEMA on waste management. Appendix 28 is failure to settle statutory obligations with an amount of 10.5 million. Management acknowledges the observation of the auditor and wishes to state that the non-payment of statutory and the other obligations by the local authority was due to inadequate funds. And the action taken, management wishes to report that so far, a total of 1,326,380 has been paid as indicated in the table below, leaving a balance of 9,240,651. Further, the Council has planned in the 2025 annual budget to spend a total of 1,424,833 towards debt liquidation, and this is also evidenced on Appendix 24 to 25. And Chair, the table below clearly indicates how much we paid against what type of statutory obligation that was outstanding. And the remedial measure taken, Mwense Town Council We endeavor to prioritize settlement of the outstanding statutory obligations as and when resources are available. And Appendix 29, failure to settle staff obligations. And management response. First of all, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that failure to settle staff obligations was due to inadequate funds. And on the action taken, Council has in the 2025 annual budget planned to clear the outstanding terminal benefits for the 2 former Council employees. And what we've done, we have attached an appendix on 26 up to 28 to provide evidence and also the plan that we've put. In terms of remedial measure, management has put in place measures to improve revenue collection to enable payment of staff dues as and when they fall due. And in conclusion, I wish to assure the committee that the remedial measures that have been submitted to this committee shall be strictly adhered to. And also, Chair, I wished also to just shed a little bit of some light on page 12, where I've attached a list of appendices.
That is fine.
Sure, thank you so much.
The honorable members will be able to be guided with your list.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to submit.
Thank you so much. At this juncture, I wish to take points of clarifications from the honorable members. We start with the Honorable Dr. Mwense.
Thank you, Chair. We go to page 2. Page 2 of the submission, there's a table. Actually, it starts from page 1. Page 1, the budget and income. Now we're looking at the commercial venture. Council budgeted to a tune of 2,483,000, which is on page 1, table 1, to 2,483,452, and the actual received was only 141,206. And the subsequent table on page 2, the reason for the variance of 2,342,246 is alluded to the fact that Council the negative variance was as a result of budgeting that was based on the income and not on the profit. And the remedial action is that starting 2024 onwards, the local authority commenced to budget for the expected profit and not the income. And we are referred to Appendix 8. The first question is a point of clarification, is that when you are making a budget for a commercial venture, I mean, you're running a business, so you're budgeting for the future. I sit here to be guided. Do you budget for the profit? What is the rationale behind that of budgeting for profit? Don't you budget for from the past historical records, the market prices, and the number of clients that you expect to come to give you business? Then you assume that you will incur such costs for us to receive a revenue of this. That is why the budget is basically income and expenditure. At the end of the year now, that is when you say expenditure minus income, that is when you have the profits. So we want Council to explain to us what they meant by missing out to collect 2,342,246 kwacha, that
Recording in progress.
that they made a mistake in the budgeting, that they were supposed to budget for profit. Just,
Yes, you may respond, CS.
Thank you, Chair. The background to this was that, Chair, the commercial venture and the mainstream local authority operations were combined in one budget. So that in itself meant that whatever collections at that time in terms of sales from the commercial venture were deemed to be receipts. But I think at the end of the day, the commercial venture runs separately. What comes to the mainstream council is supposed to be the profit sharing. And I think that is where the issue was, because what finally came to the council was not the total sales that was recorded at the commercial venture in terms of the meals, the rooms, and the beverages and everything else. But what came to the council as a contribution was the profit sharing. And that's how, going forward, we thought that we needed to apply the correct accounting procedure in terms of budgeting by separating these two entities. Let the commercial venture run as a profit-making organization, and what comes to the council should be just purely the contribution from their profits. I think that is the clarification, Chair, I thought I should make.
Thank you so much. Follow-up question? Or next question?
well, it's a bit difficult for me to...
Honorable Pavyuma.
Page 9.
Page 9.
Huh?
You have a follow-up? Okay.
Okay, so, well, based on your accounting standards, the remedial measure is that starting from 2024, the local authority will budget for expected profit and not the income. So let's go to Appendix 8. Appendix 8, you have the third page. Yes, yeah, the third page on Appendix 8. There's details of revenue estimates for 2024, also 2025 and 2026. And commercial, you have approved budget of 3,500,830. Yeah, and also you revised it upwards to 3.6 million. What is the difference in the budgeting strategy or principle? As what is the difference what you budgeted for in 2023 and what you have budgeted for 2024 going onwards in terms of principle?
Yes,
Is
yes.
it based on the profit? This, why your statement is contradicting your 2024 budgeting, that it is still following the traditional accounting standards?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair. On the details of revenue estimates, Chair, we have brought the entire list, but I think the area of concern is the one that comes on page 2, on other income. That is where the commercial venture is actually contributing. Maybe just to comment on the 3.5 million, this is to do with the local taxes. This is to do with property rates. So this is not really what comes from the commercial venture per se, but this is on commercial properties per se. So this is the tax that is based on commercial properties. But on page 2, on the detailed, I think if you go to other incomes, you will notice that there's surplus or deficit from the commercial venture, where for 2024, we had projected it to be at 1.2 million. Now this was the contribution the commercial venture needed to do or make to the mainstream local authority in terms of profit sharing. Thank you, Chair.
Through you, Chair. If we go to page 2, and under commercial venture, you have explained that the variance of 2.3 million, 2,342,246 was as a result of you not budgeting based on profit.
Sure.
And then the remedial measure you are saying, starting 2024 onwards, we are going to budget to, using the expected profit and not on the income. Now, you have referred us to Appendix 8, which should demonstrate that in 2024, going onwards, you are budgeting using expected profit and not income. So, when we go to Appendix 8, I'm looking for commercial venture. I'm looking for commercial venture, which is supposed to be the second column. I thought it was the code was 002, but you guided it should be which one? 002.
With the permission from Chair, the code is 007, that is under other incomes, but it is
07.
on the second page of the details of revenue estimates.
Yes.
Yes.
Your explanation
Yes.
is very good. You've given us your reference on the Appendix 8,
Sure.
which is showing the committee that you have not changed from the budgeting on income to profits. Hence, the honorable member is concerned. What is the difference with what you are showing here and what is queried? Because you've given us to say this is arising from budgeting on all the income from the commercial venture instead of the profit receivables. But here, when we go to Appendix 8, what is approved under the budget is the same way that you had budgeted in 2023. Hence, he's asking you, why didn't you budget according to how you responded verbally?
Thank you, Chair. If Chair will look at the wording, it is surplus or deficit.
Which one are you on? Because we have
Under other income, on 07, the very first one, 002, surplus or deficit from the commercial.
Are we on page 1? Which page are you on the Appendix 8? The last page.
The last page, yes. So I think
007.
sure.
007, there's necessary on mine. I'm seeing necessary preschool other income. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Other income. Yes. All right. Okay. Yes, please go ahead. I've seen it, but let him answer the question. Yes.
Yes, Chair. If you look at the wording saying surplus, not total sales, as the case was in 2023.
Okay.
So it was combined together with all the revenues under 2023. But here we have just taken interest of the surplus
Noted.
from the guest house.
Honorable Pavima,
Thank you very much, Chair.
is it the same question?
Yeah, on the same, before I go to my other question, but on the same.
Yes.
According to CSC submission, they are telling
Yes.
us that previously they had budgeted based on the income and not on the
Yes.
sum. Is there any guidance on how they are supposed to
To budget.
to budget. Is there some guidance? If there is some guidance, why we flipping? This year they budget based on income, the other year they budget on the profits.
Mr. Kazinga, Ministry of Local Government.
Thank you, Chair, for your indulgence, Yes, there is a guidance which is contained in the local authorities' accounting policies as issued by Secretary to the Treasury, and within which framework report a council in its financial statement, it will have a trading account, or the income and expenditure for a commercial venture, and which interlinks with the same surplus or deficit as it is captured. So that is properly guided within the stated local authorities accounting policies, and the disclosure and deed, that's the way to go. They are properly guided. Thank you, Chair.
We move to another question, honorable members, if any. Let's move to another question.
Page 9.
Yes, please.
Appendix 23, poor management of waste. On the cause of query, Chair, the local authority, they are telling us that they wish to acknowledge the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the council was unable to compact waste due to lack of equipment. And in the action taken, they are telling us that now the equipment has been delivered, and they are having problems now with land disputes, and the meetings have been contacted. So they've referred us to Appendix 21 and 23, and they've told us as they've since been engaging the chief to help them resolve the land disputes that are there. So maybe we go to Appendix 21, 22, and 23.
Appendix 21, 22, and 23.
Here, the first document which is there here is a report on the Mwanda Community Engagement Meeting on the legalization of the dump site, and this was done on 21st May 2023. Then on the second evidence, we have a letter from Luvunda Chiefdom to Mwense Town Council, the chief confirming allocating them 100 by 100 land for a dump site. The last one, which was done on 30th January 2024, is a letter to the chief, to His Royal Highness Chief Luvunda, requesting for intervention on the land dispute. So here, where is the equipment that has been delivered? And you have not stated if you just procured it yourself or if just came from the heavens to Mwense, and where is it seated? What was the cost if you bought? And also, after engaging the His Royal Highness Luvunda, writing to him on 30th January 2024, what has been happening thereafter? Have you been having community meetings with people? Because there is no information, no efforts. You have not, there is no evidence to indicate what efforts have happened after you writing to His Royal Highness Luvunda. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, maybe let me start with the engagement of the Mwanda community. Indeed, Chair, as indicated here, we had that meeting first of all, and also prior to even the writing to His Royal Highness for his intervention, we also got on site to try and engage these settlers, or the people that are actually, that have settled around the same area. I must say that they are not very willing, and that's where we have now thought of actually engaging His Royal Highness to actually intervene. I had a discussion with him And he has indicated that he will actually help and intervene in the matter. Chair, I want to submit that we will make frantic efforts to follow closely to ensure that that is the case. But he has indicated his willingness to ensure that he resolves those issues and make the settlers around the same place understand that this is actually government development, which is actually also of their benefit. So not so much that has happened, but we've engaged the chief and also the settlers. But the settlers, I think they can only resolve it, or they can be willing maybe when the chief presides over the matter. On the aspect of the equipment, Chair, must say that using the 2023 CDF, we have acquired 7 pieces of equipment, which includes the grader, the bulldozer, the TBL, the tipper truck, the low bed, as well as the compactor, and the bulldozer, as well as the compactor, motor compactor, and also the water bowser. So, Chair, that equipment has actually been delivered, and the total cost, Chair, with your indulgence, maybe I'll ask that the DF comes in to give the details in terms of the monetary aspect.
Yes, DF.
Thank you, Chair. For the bulldozer and the grader, we bought it at a total cost of 6.2 million kwacha. That is, it was fully paid for and it has been delivered. And for the supply and delivery of a motor grader and the roller compactor, Chair, the total cost amounted to 3,772,800, and this was fully paid, and the equipment have since been delivered. And now for the supply and delivery of the tipper truck and the water bowser, just a minute.
Follow-up question?
Thank you very much, Chair. The evidence, we needed to see it. That has been submitted. But on the same land disputes, Chair, I see a reserve attitude. Why? Because His Royalness Rubunda, I think, did some justice. He could not give them land where people settled. They were given this land in 2020, in May. They only went to access land in 2022 after 2 years, 4 months. That's a long period. A lot can happen. Maybe at that time His Royalness was giving, there was no one. But you started making your movements after 2 years, 4 months. Why did you have to behave like that? Again, Chair, after they had those disputes again, they went to sleep. Again, after another 2 years, in 2022 now, that's when now you sought intervention of His Royal Highness again to help you settle these disputes. 2024. We're in 2025 again. There is no evidence to show us the follow-ups or the efforts they've been making in settling these land disputes that exist. So as a council, are you serious in what you are doing with regard to the acquisition of this land in question? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You can hold your response. Honorable Dr. Manza, you have another question? Yes, as we wind up.
Okay, page 4. Page 4.
Page 4.
The council had 1,076,239 kwacha as unspent. And the explanation on page 4 is that 859,048 kwacha was local government equalization fund, which was reserved for personal emoluments. And then the balance was meant for guest house operational costs. That is page 4. And then we are referred to appendix 10 and 11. First, just on page 10, I see that the local government equalization money fund that you received was 800, appendix number 10, you received on the 29 December 2023, you received 817,737 kwacha on your account statement from Access Bank. But in your management response, you stated that you 859,048 kwacha. There is an overstatement of 41,000 kwacha, 311. Why this difference over reporting compared to what you received in through Access Bank, and then the balance, which is 217,191, was reserved for guest house operational costs. Point of clarification is it seems the whole local government equalization fund, you just spent it on emoluments and operational costs for guest house and so on. Is there any capital project that Mwense did during the period under review based on the, I know it was not queried, but I see that the 1 million that was there, above 1 million, it was meant for emoluments and the operational costs. Is there any capital project that was done during the said period using the 20% local government equalization fund? I think.
Yes, you may respond. Take note of the earlier question by Honorable Kalobo.
Thank you, Chair. I just wish to regret on the area question on having not made, enough effort to ensure that the dump site is secured, and we'll take that as a guidance, and certainly from here we are going to ensure we do something about it. Thank you. On the second question, regards to capital projects that were undertaken during the period under review, Chair, we had about 5 or so projects that were done. The first one was to do with the construction of new rooms at the guest house, 5 of them, at a total cost of 655,420, and reporting that that was done. Then there was also the wall fence around the civic center. That one was also done at a total cost of 614,648. That one was successfully done. Also, the renovation of other 5 rooms at the guest house at a total cost of 207,250 was done. And also the renovation of the old civic center, that one was equally done at a total cost of 268,127. Chair, I wish to submit.
Thank you so much, Mwense.
The question concerning what they received As to what is reported here, there's a variance of 41.
Ask the question.
I said Appendix 10, the account statement from Access Bank, which is the second page of Appendix 10, shows that you received 817,737 kwacha Teningwe on 29th December.
Yes, yes.
And what is reported in the on page 4 is 859,048. How do you explain the 41,000 kwacha, 311?
Thank you, Chair. I think at that time, our focus, Chair, was to explain what was outstanding in the account, a total of 1,076,000. So therefore, it was broken down to the amounts of 859 and 48 being that amount for personal emoluments. And in terms of the receipt, Chair, indeed, as has been observed by the honorable member, what was received was 817,737.10. But I think our focus was to explain what constitutes the balance that was there at that time. But of course, the major part of it was that which was to do with the equalization fund, and the way we framed it, Chair, I wish to also acknowledge the error on our part.
Mwense Town Council would have loved to spend more time with you, but we are constrained with time. Our interaction today has shown that Mwense Town Council faces challenges in financial management and service delivery. We wish to make the following recommendation as a committee. Number 1, revenue mobilization, that you must expand revenue sources by leveraging new levies and operationalizing the commercial council assets. Number 2, financial accountability, strengthen budget execution and prioritize the liquidation of statutory and staff obligations. Number 3, infrastructure development, expedite project implementation to avoid future audit queries and ensure effective service delivery. Number 4, environmental management, implement sustainable waste disposal systems and secure appropriate land for the dump site. 100 by 100 for a town council is too little land, and to also have land wrangles on 1 hectare is unacceptable. CS. We want to see councils plan. We have Lusaka City Council here. They've got more than 10 hectares of land. The dump site is full to capacity. Because of lack of planning, they don't have within the CBD, the district of Lusaka, land where to have an engineered dump site. So they have to look outside their boundaries. We can't be having land wrangles on 100 by 100. It's too small a land. As you go back, go and secure more land for this project. That one, leave it for the people. That is my advice looking at the future. 100 by 100 is too small a land to even have land wrangles for a dump site. So go and look for much more bigger land. Okay? Having said this, we wish to get back and cap the immunity that was conferred on you at the beginning of the session, meaning that what you say beyond this point is on your own volition and discretion. So we wish you well as a committee. Go back to Mwense and improve the living conditions of the people and the service delivery of the district. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair.
Good afternoon, you're tuned into Parliament Television. That was Mwense Town Council making an appearance before the Committee on Local Government Accounts as the committee is considering the reports of the Auditor General on the audit of accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. So the day started off at 9:30 with Mwense Municipal Council making an appearance before the committee. This was followed by Chiengi Town Council. We also had Chembe Town Council, and just a few seconds ago was Mwense Town Council as the committee considers the report of the Auditor General on the audit of the accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. Remember, we're standing by for live parliamentary proceedings at 14:30 hours. Would like to thank you for your time, and do stay tuned right here on Parliament Television. Good afternoon. On Oyo constituency, we profile one of the most prominent constituencies in the country.
The constituency is facing a lot of challenges, but the major ones are, number one, poor road network, communication network, no financial institutions, no colleges, no electricity, and inadequate infrastructure in both education and health.
bayuthi nabo onayika mulandu n'obwalwa n'abaana mayo bonse n'abaponenamu nsunko obwalwa kyena nakibonawula
ekyo ndeko nkomesha ndeko obuyantanshi kuno kwanga obukinjeko kuno mukushi is a farm block and then mukushi no turalimako ekintu things sana so no misevo poor road networks a challenge tukwete fo tweshingwana na ena.
In Mukoshi, we watch Parliament TV.
Watch Parliament TV, the TV that brings Parliament closer to our community.
Keep watching Parliament Television.
The Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on Friday, 28 February 2025, addressed the nation on Parliament Radio and Television on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. You can also watch the address on the National Assembly of Zambia Facebook and YouTube pages, or on DSTV channel 272, GoTV channel 28, and TopStar channel 5. Make a date this Friday at 10 hours.
My eParliament mobile application. My eParliament is a mobile application developed by the National Assembly of Zambia in order to bring Parliament closer to you. You can download and install My eParliament from App Store or Play Store. Once installed, you can raise your concerns, provide your input, opinion and feedback on various projects or decisions being made in your constituency. On My eParliament mobile application, you can listen to Parliament Radio. You will have access to parliamentary documents such as bills and acts which are considered in Parliament. You will also have access to National Assembly social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can also watch parliamentary debates live on our YouTube channel. Download My eParliament now. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you. My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My e-Parliament, bringing Parliament closer to you.
Parliament TV, bringing Parliament closer to you.
The Republican President, Ms. Hakainde Hichilema, on Friday, 28 February 2025, addressed the nation on Parliament Radio and Television on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. You can also watch the address on the National Assembly of Zambia Facebook and YouTube pages, or on DSTV channel 272, GoTV channel 28, and TopStar channel 5. Make a date this Friday at 10 hours.
Honor the Vice President's question time.
Questions for oral answer understanding order number 76.
For a matter to be admitted, it has to be of recent occurrence.
Continue watching Parliament TV, a channel dedicated to bring Parliament closer to you.
The Republican President, Ms. Hakainde Hichilema, on Friday, 28 February 2025, addressed the nation on Parliament Radio and Television on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. You can also watch the address on the National Assembly of Zambia Facebook and YouTube pages, or on DSTV channel 272, GoTV channel 28, and TopStar channel 5. Make a date this Friday at 10 hours.
Parliament is open to members of the general public who may wish to undertake familiarization tours of Parliament buildings, either in groups or as individuals, or to attend sittings of the House or parliamentary committees. All those wishing to visit Parliament can either write to the Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia or simply come to Parliament buildings.
Upon arrival at Parliament buildings, visitors are required to identify themselves. A passport or national registration card is required for identification purposes. All visitors to parliamentary premises are required to wear smart attire, either office or casual wear. Before gaining access to the galleries, all visitors are oriented and issued with passes by the security department at the Media and Visitors Center. Those whom permission is granted to sit in the galleries will be ushered to the appropriate galleries by protocol officers. Furthermore, visitors are not allowed to take with them into the galleries such articles as walking sticks, umbrellas, briefcases or parcels of any type, newspapers, magazines or cell phones. All such articles must be deposited at the reception desk. Visitors to the galleries are given copies of the order paper which shows the order in which the business of that particular day would be taken. You can follow all parliamentary sessions and committee sittings on GoTV Channel 28, Topstar Channel 5, DSTV Channel 272, Parliament Radio, or like the National Assembly of Zambia Facebook page.
My name is Christopher Kangombe, Member of Parliament for the good people of Kamfinsa constituency. I was born in Kitwe. I basically did all my education in Kitwe. Started my primary school in where I am today at Justin Kawe Basic School in Indeke. Went to Kitwe Boys Secondary School in Kitwe, and later on I pursued a degree in electrical mechanical engineering, where I graduated at CBU. I think should have been 2009 thereabout. At that time I was already doing civic work. I was already an elected councillor in an area called Riverside in Kitwe, and of course later on I was privileged to have been given an opportunity by the people of Kitwe to work as mayor of the city in between 2016 and 2021. Then of course last year I got an opportunity to represent the community where I was raised, where I grew up, which is Kamfinsa constituency. I am married. I'm a father of 3 children. I think the eldest must be 10. Yes, 10. The second born is 8 and the last one is 5. Yeah, professionally I've worked for Mopani Copper Mines. I used to work as an assistant engineer there. I worked for Luansha Copper Mines, and before going full-time into civic work and political work, I worked for a company called Atlas Copco, where I was selling mining equipment. So I happen to have an understanding of what happens in the private sector. I also have an understanding of what happens in governance. So it's been a great honor reaching this stage where now I can come to Parliament and come and not only represent the people of Kamfinsa, but also try and urge government. You know, our role as parliamentarians is to provide oversight. I love watching football. If I was not an engineer, I think I would have been a very good football player. I read a lot. It's good to read. As a leader, you have to read, because when you are reading, you tend to understand what is happening globally, you tend to understand history, and you tend to understand so many different aspects. Kamfinsa constituency is the first constituency as you enter Kitwe. So on your right, where the boundary with Ndola ends, Kamfinsa starts. So the entire farm block, where the prison is, you go further with the boundary with, is it Mofulira, Ndola Road, that boundary, that is the outer boundary. You come to Ndeke, Kitwe, Mulenga compound, Mkuba na Twange, that is the geographical description of Kamfinsa. Of course, we have challenges in the constituency. We have challenges of water. I was raising an issue earlier with our Honour the Vice President, asking government to work on the water supply network in the constituency. We did start a project, I think in 2019, under Nkana Water and Sewerage, but the project could not proceed because a few things had to be changed. So we have challenges of water. We of course have challenges of employment, just like any other constituency.